Welcome to this explainer on the foundations of MLA Style. You can really think of this as your ultimate blueprint for formatting papers and ethically documenting sources in your college writing. If you have ever stared blankly at your computer screen feeling completely overwhelmed by all those nitpicky rules of academic formatting, well, don't worry, we're going to break it all down together today. You know, it's funny. Many college students actually spend way more time stressing over margin widths and font sizes than they do writing their actual opening hook. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it's totally true. So before we jump into the rules, let's address that skepticism a lot of us feel when staring at an unformatted document. Why do we even have to use the specific format? It kind of feels like just a bunch of arbitrary hoops your professors want you to jump through. But honestly, there's a really practical, foundational reason behind the whole shebang. So, MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, and their format is essentially a professional common language. It's used in courses like ENC 1101 for documenting your sources, formatting your papers, and of course, giving proper credit. By standardizing exactly how papers look and how sources are cited, it ensures your academic work is assessed clearly and fairly. That way, you're graded on the actual quality of your ideas, not on a confusing layout or some inconsistent citations. Okay, let's look at our roadmap. We are going to cover why MLA matters, formatting your document, mastering in-text citations, the works cited page, citing generative AI tools, and then wrap up with resources and final thoughts. Starting off with Section 1, why MLA matters and the true purpose of formatting. Learning this format has serious real-world value. It actively protects you from accidental plagiarism by teaching you exactly how to credit other people's ideas ethically. But beyond just keeping you out of trouble, it ensures you're following academic conventions and presenting your hard work in a really clean, readable format for your instructors. Nailing these basics right now, it absolutely sets you up for success in all your future English, humanities, and communication courses, where this standard is basically expected on day one. Moving right along to Section 2, formatting your document. This is the physical document setup. Think of this as pouring your foundation. First, you're going to set your font to 12-point Times New Roman and make sure the entire document is double-spaced. Next, double-check that you've got 1-inch margins on all sides. Then, plug in your left-aligned header. That's got to include your name, your professor's name, the course, and the date. Up in the top right corner, you'll pop in your last name and the page number. Finally, top it all off with a simple, centered title. And hey, quick pro tip on that title, do not bold or underline it, just keep it standard. It seems like a lot of steps, but trust me, once you do this a few times, it just becomes pure muscle memory. All right, Section 3, mastering in-text citations. This is how you give credit right in the flow of your writing. So, check out this example. It brilliantly illustrates how this works in practice. Notice how the author's name, bell hooks, and the specific page number, 19, interact seamlessly to point exactly to where the idea came from. You introduce the author, deliver the quoted material, and then cap it off with a page number in parentheses right before the period. It's clean, it's super efficient, and it leaves absolutely zero doubt about whose brilliant idea you are referencing. Now on to Section 4, the works cited page. This is where we are unpacking those citations. This is the ultimate receipt of your research. The absolutely crucial point here is that this source list must be completely separate on its own page at the very end of your document. Do not just cram it at the bottom of your final paragraph. The entire page has to remain double-spaced, just like the rest of your essay. And, this is a big one, your entries must be organized strictly in alphabetical order. This highly structured list is what allows anyone reading your work to quickly scan down, spot the author they saw in your text, and immediately find the full publication details. Next up is Section 5, citing generative AI tools. Let's talk about handling generative AI. We absolutely have to address this modern curveball in academic writing. The technological landscape has completely shifted, right? It's fascinating to juxtapose traditional source citation with modern AI tools like Copilot or ChatGPT. Look, whether you are quoting a published book by a renowned scholar or you're using a generative AI model to help brainstorm your essay structure, both require a distinct paper trail and proper credit. Academic integrity demands total transparency, regardless of whether your source is human or machine. So here is the hard and fast rules straight from the source material. If you use AI tools for drafting, brainstorming, or support, you must actively explain that usage in your works cited page or through a footnote. By following these official MLA Style Center guidelines for AI, you ensure you're utilizing these powerful new tools responsibly, without risking any sort of academic integrity violation. And finally, Section 6, Resources and Final Thoughts. Consider these your helpful lifelines. We have covered a ton of ground today, but please remember, you literally do not have to memorize every single rule or navigate this format completely alone. You have fantastic lifelines available anytime you get stuck. First is the highly popular MLA Purdue OWL website, basically the absolute gold standard for college writers. Then you've got the library.fau.edu ENC 1102 LibGuides, which are tailored specifically to your coursework. And of course, the official MLA Style Center website. Whenever you're in doubt about a tricky citation, just look it up. These resources have the exact answers waiting for you. I really want to draw your attention to this quote from the course expectations. I do not expect perfection, but I do expect effort. I love that. Formatting correctly is a massive part of being a responsible college writer. Are you going to make mistakes? Probably. But utilizing the resources we just discussed shows your instructor that you are actively trying, and that always matters when it comes time for grading. And hey, if you are ever truly stuck, just ask your professor for help. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. The next time you sit down to write, are you going to let formatting be a stressful, last-minute hurdle that just drains your energy? Or will you use this very blueprint to build a rock-solid, professional paper from the ground up? You possess the tools now to make your ideas shine clearly and ethically. Start applying them today and watch your academic confidence soar. Thanks for hanging out with me, and happy writing.